In the serene depths of rural Owa Alizomo, in Ika Northeast Local Government Area of Delta State, on the 7th of August 1929, a female child was born to Pa Frederick Morka, catechist of the Anglican Church, and Madam Esther Onyewunimen Jo Ohen, a renowned homemaker and trader. This child, destined to be a woman of great substance who would impact the lives of many in her community in great dimensions, was named Janet Ngozika Ogbuigwe ne Ohen. As is common with trailblazers, Madam Jane Ogbuigwe started showing signs of leadership even at a tender age. Losing a parent is never easy on a child, and Madam Ogbuigwe lost her beloved mom at age 16. As a fallout of this, she took up the mantle of taking care of her siblings and her dear father after the demise of her mother. This singular act lends credence to the words of Robert Schuller: "Tough times never last, but tough people do." Blessed with a rare calm and unwavering sense of determination, Jane began to show robust leadership traits that would culminate in her eventual amazing strides in life. Mommy Jane, as she is well known, began her teaching career, which took her to many places in the eastern region of Nigeria and Delta State in particular. Her insatiable quest for education led her to attend a sandwich course at the University of Nigeria Nsukka and the Headmasters Institute, a program run by the University of Benin, where she obtained an associate diploma in education. Her astute leadership and managerial qualities led her to being appointed the first female counselor in Ika Local Government Management Committee. As usual, she left indelible prints there. Madam Jane Ogbuigwe retired as an Assistant Chief Inspector of Education from the Delta State Civil Service in 1985. However, with Madam Jane Ogbuigwe, the case was different, and it marked the beginning of a new chapter that gave birth to the Enyikokome Multipurpose Cooperative Society.
An address presented by the Program Coordinator of Enyikokome Rural Development Union, Mrs. Jane Ogbuigwe. We are primarily concerned with addressing and fighting poverty in our communities and in our homes.
Throughout her career, Madam Jane was very passionate about community service, and she had an enormous desire to contribute to the socio-economic upliftment of people in Delta State, especially women and children. So when she retired, she went the whole hog in community development. With the introduction of the Better Life for Rural Women as the major program developing rural women in 1988, Madam Jane Ogbuigwe immediately motivated other people of like minds to form Enyikokome Multipurpose Cooperative Society. The organization was registered as a corporate entity in 1989. This organization later culminated to what is now known as Accord for Community Development, which operates in the entire Niger Delta region, and with offices in Rivers, Delta, Lagos, and Abuja. The earlier structure of Enyikokome was formed as a rural development union with 7 board members. Mrs. Jane Ogbuigwe's development work started after the Civil War, where she and some friends set up a rehabilitation center for internally displaced persons. And this sets the pace for her quest for community development, from which Enyikokome Multipurpose Cooperative Society came into existence. The young organization started in a mere garage, and later, with the visit of their foremost partner, the EZE, now Bread for the World, the organization's office was moved to a much better location and went on to embark on its first recruitment of staff that would pilot the organization's affairs in years to come. The earliest focus of the organization was in supporting rural women through cooperative society. Women benefited from various empowerment trainings, such as making of soaps and detergents, tie and dye, and other cottage industry productions. Women were assisted with soft loans to engage in agricultural production and trade. Also, the organization provided health support to women in communities in Ika Local Government Area of the then Bendel State, now Delta State. Mommy Jane has, through her NGO Accord, impacted on the lives of thousands of people, men and women alike, in Ika and its environs through the microcredit scheme. Through her hard work and dedication, she has been able to build partnerships and networking relationships with various local, national, and international organizations such as Ford Foundation USA, EED in Germany, United Nations Development Program UNDP, to mention a few. The various partners provided funding for supporting beneficiaries in then Bendel State, now Delta State. Beneficiaries were given soft loans for engaging in starting up businesses. Some of these beneficiaries have testimonies of the support.
Enyikokome has really assisted us in the rural development. They were able to establish an oil mill for me, which I definitely pay back the benefits. And after they paying up the benefits, then the business become owned by me. Today, I am still running the business. Personally, she made things easy for me, which I couldn't find difficult in her.
The group helped a lot. Many women in this local government benefit from. Inside Ogbuigwe, the group he makes us to know that a woman can stand on his own. Through those Ogbuigwe, we have to form cooperatives, which we are in today. I want to commend Mama for that because he helped a lot of women to stand on their own. Mama is a bold woman, is a damnation woman. He don't want any nonsense from anyone. So he encourages you. He makes you to stand on your own in life. I don't know whether we can get another woman that can function as Mama Ogbuigwe, because Mama make women in a car to know that what a man can do, a woman can do it, even more better.
We got so many benefits from there. She said we should come, cooperatives should come. And when we got there, we were given soft loan, which we used to establish a mini factory of a kernel industry. And that was what we used it for, and we paid back.
Some of Madam Jane's achievements include construction of a model modern market in Emuhu, establishment of cassava mills in Abavo, construction of water facility connecting different clans in Abavo, establishment of 2 fish farms in Umuebu Ukwani LGA and Ugeli, upgrade of health center in Obonkpa, also the provision of microcredit loans to over 3,000 women and petty traders around Delta State. Accord, together with various partners, has disbursed over 200 million naira as microcredit loans to various micro-entrepreneurs in the Niger Delta region over the years. Training of over 3,000 women in various skills acquisition programs for the enhancement of their income-generating capacities. For Mama's vision to be extended and to outlive her, she groomed her last son, Andy Ogbuigwe, who is currently the Executive Director of Accord for Community Development. He is very passionate about community development, and he has bought into his mother's vision of community development service, which later transited from Ogbuigwe Multipurpose Cooperative Society to Accord for Community Development.
Project in Bido, charity begins at home. Here get cool ne oya imema ya ulo Bido. Ele wa just anuni ha we memma who is but at least no meru ndinke, ohuma.
In the late 1990s, with the new focus on the Niger Delta as a result of Ken Saro-Wiwa's death and the insurgents in the region, for more corporate responsibility of the oil multinationals to host communities, Madam Ogbuigwe's last son, Mr. Andy Ogbuigwe, later took the mantle of leadership to launch the organization to be in line with development trends in the country. The insurgents in the Niger Delta threw up the need for credible organizations that could serve as intermediaries between the communities and multinational corporations, as well as government institutions operating in these communities. Such organizations needed to be professional and with distinct corporate structures. To embark on this transition, the company had to change its name from Ogbuigwe to Accord for Community Development. A major landmark in the breakthrough of Accord was the partnership with the World Bank, which launched the organization in the international development arena. Notwithstanding, through other international partners, Accord has been able to achieve greater heights in its development work. With a new orientation and broader developmental focus, Accord would now venture into various projects that would touch the lives of thousands in the Niger Delta and in Nigeria as a whole. As a result of the legacy Madam Jane left behind, Accord for Community Development has a wide presence in the nation, with regional offices located in Rivers, Delta, Lagos, and Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory. Accord for Development today is the NGO of first choice in the Niger Delta region. It is involved in community development and social investment projects, as well as conducting corporate social responsibility for international oil multinationals such as Shell Petroleum Development Company, Chevron, and its indigenous multinational oil companies such as Seplat, NNPC, the Port Harcourt Refinery Company, Walter Smith, and Belema Oil. These projects have since improved the lives of people in the host communities in the Niger Delta, with outcomes in reduction of crimes, militancy, and youth restiveness in the region. Under the sponsorship of Chevron, Accord mentored the construction of 30 housing units in Kula RDC.
On this housing unit, in the name of God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit.
Accord has recorded much impact in its development and social investment functions, to the extent that during its mentorship of the Shell-sponsored GMOU program in the Ikwere cluster, the Ikwere cluster came first in the Shell-sponsored and mentored to foster and uphold its vision of a peaceful society where good governance is entrenched and economic prosperity is widespread. Accord has been involved in transformative governance projects and peace intervention programs which have impacted communities in the Niger Delta. During its work with the NSRP in working to curb militancy, pipe vandalism, and youth restiveness in the Niger Delta, Accord was involved in the peace rehabilitation program in the Niger Delta communities after the amnesty program to implement peace stability programs in order to restore peace to the Niger Delta region.
When I joined, there was a need. I saw like a strategic opportunity, to expand the work of the organization, because I saw that what they were doing was very, very relevant, and that it was beyond just a local affair, so there was a need to broaden the scope and give it a national outlook. So that was one of the things that informed the name change from Enyikokome to Accord, because Enyikokome in the local language of the Ika people means if we come together. In fact, the group, when they meet, they used to have a saying, Enyikokome and Arayihu. That's like the answer, because it started as a grassroots organization. So the Enyikokome, when I thought about what was the best way, to translate, or would I say upgrade the name, we now chose the word Accord, for community development, because the word accord brings out the spirit of Enyikokome, which has to do with being in one accord, consensus building, a concordial relationship, and that's why we changed it from Enyikokome to Accord. The need to change the name actually arose from a gap I saw by the time I was interacting with some external partners and some external organizations. There was usually a misidentification where people wondered if Enyikokome was the name of a community. So there were certain places where I go to represent. They feel, oh, you are representing Enyikokome, or if you want to carry out a program maybe in another state or so, they wonder how is it that a community development association of Enyikokome community is coming to work in this particular area. So that was where I first of all realized that gap, and which needed to be done. That was the reason.
When the World Bank visited, a major achievement of that visit was that we exposed the vulnerability of the Niger Delta, the poverty level of the Niger Delta, to the international community through that visit. The visit also gave us an opportunity to discuss with partners, relevant partners of course, on how they can work with us in the development of the Niger Delta region.
Within this period now, with the help of Accord, we've been able to embark on some projects, like the recent completed project was the Polar Landing Jetty.
Accord has recorded great impact in its development and social investment functions, to the extent that during its mentorship of the Ikwere cluster, the cluster received an award as the best mentored cluster in Rivers State.
Because of our performance, we have earned up to 2 awards. The first time about 2008, and the second one was in 2013, where we came up as second best in the whole Rivers State, Bayelsa, and Abia State. And we were conferred an award received by the chairman and myself, Ashel Array. That day we came second, and because of our outstanding performance, we were conferred second position with 2 slots of cradle to career for student scholarship and some cash reward. And I bet you, even after then, we have also improved on our performance. Here in Ikwere, our activities are all inclusive. I mean, both women, men, the disabled, we carry them along in the programs of the cluster. And majorly, we emphasize on the students to see that we promote academic, infrastructural development, and many more.
To foster and uphold its vision of a peaceful society where good governance is entrenched and economic prosperity is widespread, Accord has been involved in transformative governance projects and peace intervention programs which have impacted communities.
Before the Accord came in, there were a lot of cultist activities. Accord came in, and initiated this peace building. And when they came and started this peace building, having intervention meetings and there and then, peace came to be in Abloma. Now, as I speak, there is relatively peace in Abloma.
Abloma Vigilante Group received award from PPIC through Accord. Accord take some of us, send us to training. The whole Ward 20 comprises Abloma, Ozuboko, Terama, that is Fimie, Sumiare, and Ekokalama, made up this Terama. Amadiama, Okurama, Azwabi. Today, we have Ward 20 Security Network. We work together. It is the handwork of Accord. Today, there is peace in Ward 20, is Accord.
During the tenure of the Nigeria Stability and Reconciliation Program, NSRP, a vigilante group trained by Accord in Abloma won an award as the best vigilante group in Falga to facilitate their mandate and mission of intervening as well as ensuring a peaceful and safe environment in Nigeria, especially in the Niger Delta region. Accord for Community Development went ahead to sponsor Wave 91.7 FM's second edition of the Walk for Safety, Walk for Security event. Moreover, to improve economic empowerment of young people, especially in the Niger Delta region, Accord has been engaged in many businesses and wealth development programs, as well as vocational skill trainings for youths and women. Currently, Accord is in partnership with Star Ultra Deepwater Petroleum Limited, Chevron, to conduct the Youth Skills Training and Empowerment Program, Y-STEP, which is a quick impact intervention project undertaken to address the challenges of poverty and unemployment ravaging the majority of Nigerian youths today.
The organizers of this program, Star Ultra Deep Petroleum Limited, Chevron, and Accord for Community Development, officially launched this program.
The youth participants equally showed gratitude to Accord and Chevron for embarking on such a project.
The aim of this particular program is to boost youth enterprise by supporting them and linking them to mainstream economy, such that their businesses have link and immediately they begin to have a diverse customer base and clientele.
Bringing youths across river states and then charting a course for them for entrepreneurial drive.
With this program and empowering my fish business out, the biggest suppliers of fish within and outside the confines of this country.
I'm very, very happy to be amongst the selected beneficiaries. If I embark on this program, I see myself to be a very successful person in the next 5 years.
In maintaining its gender equality mandate, Accord has equally embarked on gender development and women empowerment projects which have immensely impacted women in rural communities.
They can do borehole for women, do engine. We take and the granary. The borehole when they do, come the fresh water from there.
We now emphasize more
that they should not do it again. Even a girl who is circumcised, or if you want to flirt, that even if they do circumcision, that cannot make you not to flirt. Accord have done well. I pray that God should keep them so that they will do more to us.
We Ogbuigwe women say no to LGN.
In facilitating its core values of integrity, professionalism, and sustainability, Accord has a vibrant workforce that pilots its affairs. Madam Jane has had a lasting impression on people who have incredible testimonies and fond memories shared about the touch she made in their careers and their social lives. It will be said indeed that the Ika community, Delta State, and Nigeria in general was blessed to have had a woman of virtue and passion for uplifting the downtrodden in the society. It is truly a blessing to have had a woman who gave her all in selfless service to uplift and develop communities. Madam Jane indeed fulfilled her purpose. Oh yes, she lived to be remembered for her great works and service to humanity, and for this she will forever be cast in the stars, remembered as a quintessential woman and a woman of substance.
Mama Jane Ogbuigwe worked hard to make sure that the white men even came from Ford Foundation to support the organization on Okokome. Mama did well. He made sure that he enlightened some people how to trade, how to just small-scale industries.
She inculcated into us a lot of disciplinarian, making us to be hardworking.
I don't know whether we can get another woman that can function as Mama Ogbuigwe, because Mama make women in a car to know that what a man can do, a woman can do it, even more better.
The woman was a very nice woman. She was making things better for the people, and even I, personally, she made things easy for me.
However, Enyikokome Multipurpose Corporate Society, instituted by Mrs. Jane Ogbuigwe, has now transited to Accord for Development with offices in Lagos, Port Harcourt, Abuja, and Delta State. And it has also given birth to other sister organizations, directly or indirectly, such as the Center for Information Development, CFID, led by Mrs. Belema Ogbuigwe, Ampel Center for Environment Development by Professor Ogbuigwe, as well as STEP by a former staff of Accord.